Hello, and welcome to the NHL Best Bets. Yesterday we had only one pick because of not so great value from these three games that were played. And let's go quickly through the game that we selected. LA Kings visited Minnesota, two teams that have been playing very well. I think LA had a 6 games unbeaten run and Minnesota 5 games. Now it's only Minnesota that has unbeaten run ongoing because they won Kings 3-1 in this game that was pretty much as we predicted, under 5.5 goals, quite defensive matchup and good goalies both sides. Cam Talbot played in Minnesota's goal and Jonathan Quick in Kings side. Tommy, any comments for this game?
Yeah, it looked really scary in the beginning. Minnesota came in storming in this game and scored 3 goals in the first period and was ripping my hair off already after that. We had under 5.5 and 3 goals early on, but that's it. So Minnesota then went quite defensive after taking the early lead, and Kings just couldn't get any chances. And Cam Talbot played a really good game as well. So both goaltenders, good games. Probably not the start that Los Angeles Kings were expecting, that Minnesota was actually playing really offensively to start the game and then reverted back to their sort of more counter-attacking defensive style after gaining the lead. So good tactics there from Minnesota. A lot left to do for Los Angeles Kings, especially if they go down. They didn't seem that they have much to do in the offense after. In the third period, they got a little bit of momentum going on, but clearly not enough. And 3-1, a clear under and a really good result for Minnesota and for us, of course.
And those other games as well that we discussed yesterday, I think there were good values and good results at the end. New York won Boston 6-2, maybe a bit surprising result for a home underdog. And then on the road, Colorado struggled a bit against Arizona, but took a victory 3-2.
Yeah, it was a perfect slate for the machine this time around. So all three side values were correct. We had our doubts of New York Rangers, a team that we've been picking a couple of times and have expected a lot more from them. Now they did deliver. Boston looked maybe a little bit tired, a little bit off their game. It's a very tiring system that they are running. So maybe there is a bit of fatigue now for the really good team. But it's very good to see New York Rangers finally scoring goals and getting their game going despite the absences of Artemi Panarin and Kaapo Kakko, for example. So a very good result for Rangers and also for the machine that picked it correctly. And we had our doubts, but never doubt the machine.
Yeah, I think it's always good to base your picks to machine and then try to think something top of it and not just think that you can pick better than machine, because that won't happen.
Yeah, great odds for New York Rangers, plus 160 just before the game. So really good value there.
There's quite a few games tonight, so let's go through those picks. There are early games that we selected this time, good for the European hockey fans. Washington goes to New Jersey. New Jersey is home underdog for the bookmakers book. In our simulations, it's more or less 50-50 game, but a good value for home team in early game, plus 125 is our pick here. Then Columbus goes to Nashville, two teams that have been struggled a bit recently. Columbus have been losing 3 games in a row now. They lost Nashville at home and then twice against Chicago also at home. Now they go to the road and face Nashville that was struggling a bit against Detroit. That is maybe the worst team in the league. So our pick here is again based on the machine, and machine predicts again another 50-50 game here, but the odds plus 125 are favoring Columbus.
Yeah, great odds here in a sort of coin flip of games. So New Jersey hosting Washington Capitals. Of course, Capitals probably a little bit better team, but New Jersey is off from a great victory after overtime against Buffalo. Now they return home. While Washington Capitals played at home against Penguins, had a good game, took the 2 points against their arch rivals. So maybe a little bit of this easing out for Washington now traveling to New Jersey, and the other team is pumped up to go. Of course, Washington Capitals, one of the teams that everyone wants to beat, that are of course the favorites. But we do have in the simulations, New Jersey is quite clear, not favorite, but the value is almost 10% compared to the odds. So we have it as 50% game, and the odds are, like you showed just now, plus 125. So great value for Devils, a very competitive team, young guys wanting to show that they are capable of beating the Capitals. So I think this is a great value for a home team. And the other game in Columbus, in Nashville, that Columbus is quite similar teams. Both have struggled lately. Columbus lost to Chicago this chess match of one goal, and Nashville has lost now to Detroit once. They did win Detroit first, but didn't look good in the second game. Columbus, as we've seen, is ready for a bounce back after losing twice in a row. So great value again, very even matchup, and we do have Columbus 55% favorites to win this, while they are quite clear underdogs by the odds.
As said, there's quite a few games tonight, and there's a lot of good value. So when we struggled yesterday to pick up 2 games or 2 bets, now there would have been easy 5 to 6 bets. And for example, one of the top games tonight, Carolina goes to Florida. Odds indicate Carolina to be clear favorite, but our simulations show small favorite percentage, so 52% for Florida as a home team. So that is another good value. And then let's see if results from 2 nights ago repeat itself. Ottawa plays against Calgary at home. 50-50 game, but odds maker think that Calgary is a very clear favorite here. And Montreal continues their series in Winnipeg. Their bookmakers are thinking even game, but simulations are showing maybe 60-40 for home team. So these are the games that you could also pick, but do you think, Tommy, it's worth to put some extra money on these games?
It's really interesting in Canada, the Canadian division now. Ottawa beat Calgary clearly in the last game, and now they receive odds of plus 150 in a similar situation. So something's going on there. Maybe the odds makers know something we don't, or they are expecting a lot better things from Calgary. And similar situation, Winnipeg, Montreal. Winnipeg won 6-3 last time, and still they are home underdogs in this game by the bookmakers. So interesting setup. I think there is clear value for playing Ottawa still. They play better than Calgary quite clearly. The same goes for Winnipeg. Of course, we don't know what happens with Montreal now. The new coach taking over. Last game wasn't good, so maybe they have something changing. I don't know, but I think this machine is now correct in assigning the home teams as favorites.
And there are also some other bit more heavier home team favorites. Tampa rematches the last Stanley Cup final against Dallas at home. There is good value for the home team. And then also Chicago plays against Detroit at home. Good value for home team there. And then a few other games that can be also considered for the good bets. Toronto, Edmonton. Toronto has been strong, but Edmonton has also played reasonably well. There they met in Edmonton. 50-50 game, depending a little bit what kind of odds you can get for a home team. It could be worth to bet. And then a few strong road favorites. Vegas Golden Knights goes to Anaheim, and they are clear favorite both from the bookmakers and our simulations. Odds are not so great, and same applies for the St. Louis that goes to San Jose. That clear road favorite, but not very attracting odds.
Yeah, those are the teams that are way better than their opponents, but the odds are pretty much in place. A small value there. For example, for Vegas, there is 3% difference in the simulations compared to the odds, and same thing in San Luis. There is 6% value for the road team, but like you said, the odds are not very attractive. So maybe stay out of these ones, because we've seen that a lot of weird things can happen this season, and a lot of games in a short schedule. Have to say about the Anaheim Vegas game that we have about 70% for the under here, due to the fact that neither of the teams are really heavy scoring. So Anaheim, if they are to fight against Vegas, they have to play really defensively. Their goaltender needs to be top notch and play his best. So Gibson is supposed to start, probably Robin Lehner in Vegas net. So very good goaltenders, both teams struggling a little bit to score. So might be a good go for the under here.
Yeah, that sounds good pick as well, because Vegas, even though they have been able to win tough teams like Colorado, those have been more like defensive setups, and like we all know, Anaheim is not any kind of high-scoring game. I think they won Vegas earlier this season in this exactly same game, 1-0 or something like that. So these teams haven't provided any kind of Saturday night goal-scoring fever for fans.
Yeah, let's hope they don't do so tonight.
Then I think one game that we can go through is this back-to-back game of last night. LA Kings continues in St. Paul against Minnesota Wild. Their historical back-to-back record from the last 3 seasons for Minnesota home, the overall home win percentage is 53%, but they have been only 40% in back-to-back games at home. While LA, their road win percentage is not anything significant, under 40%, but their back-to-back road win percentage is over 45%. And also home, they have been very, very good back-to-back team, over 71% win percentage. So there I think LA is ready to bounce back from the last night's bit lowish performance, especially in the first period.
Yeah, they were caught a little bit pants down in the first period by Minnesota. Probably won't happen tonight. Kings got their game going in the third period last night, so it's going to be a lot closer game than last night by the score. And also, we do have a couple of percentage underdog value for the Kings, so it might be a good bet. I would say this is a clear overtime game, so about maybe 2 goals each, and then let's see the coin flip how it goes. But Kings are a competitive team, and they should match up quite nicely against the Minnesota, if Minnesota keeps playing like they did the last 2 periods last night.
Yeah. Like everybody sees, a lot of good games tonight, and first ones starts already within 4 hours, so you have still time to place your bets and start to wait when you can collect your money.
Yeah, it's going to be a good night again.
We will continue tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.